Welcome back. This brief is a fictional follow-up to episode 5 where the NADC had pushed the VEO, the Islamiyah Jeddah, down the Baja Peninsula to a small bay on the eastern coast of the peninsula. So let's get started. This con-up for Operation Scorpion Strike is presented in operations order format. Paragraph 1, the situation. The enemy. Islamiyah Jeddah, or IJ, is a violent extremist organization with known links to regional insurgent networks. Has established a command node and weapons cache on the eastern coast of Baja California in northern Mexico. The Bahia de Los Angeles is 538 kilometers south of the U.S. border. The IJ's command node is co-located next to the weapons cache on a small peninsula in the bay. Intelligence confirms that the cell is heavily armed, coordinated, and is planning cross-border asymmetric attacks. Objective Alpha is the weapons cache, which consists of 10 to 14 small arms cases, 6 to 8 crew-served weapons, 30,000 rounds of 7.62 mm, and at least 12 crates of HME. Objective Bravo is the command node, which may have as many as 50 to 60 armed combatants in several Bedouin-style tents that have been erected alongside the weapons cache. There are 9 vehicles that have been spotted in vicinity of Punta Abreojos. These vehicles have also been spotted at the objectives. They are mostly Toyota Tacomas and Toyota Hilux, all white with brown design accents. Most vehicles also have crew-served weapons mounted. For friendly forces, the main assault element consists of one NADC company, that's Alpha Company. They're a light infantry company. I'll leave the task org in the details of the video, and it can be found in Annex A of this op order. 2 assault by fire support companies, that's 2 U.S. Marine Corps infantry companies that are augmenting the operation. Echo Company of 2-5 Marines and Fox Company of 2-5. Echo Company is positioned south of Objective Alpha, and Fox Company is positioned southwest of Objective Bravo. For ISR and strike assets, we have 2 MQ-1 Predator drones that will form Strike Package 1. I'll get into the details later. And we have 2 MQ-9 Reaper drones, which will provide CAS and Overwatch. The mission type is direct action with integrated joint fires and real-time ISR. The mission: 2 MQ-1 Predator drones will initiate this operation by conducting kinetic strikes on hardened targets within the objective area Alpha. See the grid on the con-op. On 19 August at 05 Tango. Alpha Company will conduct a deliberate assault to interdict and neutralize the IJ cell at Objective Bravo no later than 0510 Tango. Echo and Fox companies will establish assault by fire positions to the south and southwest, providing suppressive fire and preventing exfiltration of enemy forces. Simultaneously, MQ-9 Reaper drones will maintain aerial overwatch and deliver on-call close air support as required. The area surrounding up to 5 kilometers is largely uninhabited. Mexican authorities are aware and have taken extra precautions to prevent vehicular traffic into the region. The end state of this operation is that all IJ combatants are killed or captured, the command node is destroyed, weapons caches are destroyed, there are 0 U.S. casualties, 0 multinational or NADC casualties, with minimum collateral damage, full coordination with Mexican authorities post-action. Execution, concept of operation. This will be a 4-phase operation. Phase 0 is the tactical deployment. That's H-hour minus 24 hours to H minus 7 hours. Alpha Company of the NADC will conduct amphibious operations with landing at northwest Bahia Angeles in vicinity of La Silica. So see the con-op for the MGRS grid. Alpha Company will then move 17 degrees southwest, approximately 7 kilometers, to establish the Forward Ammunition and Refuel Point, or FARP, 7 kilometers west of Objective Bravo. At H-7, Echo Company and Fox Company conduct their amphibious operations south, with landing at a small inlet just north of El Soldado. Phase 1 begins the shaping in ISR, that's at H-2 hours. Global Hawk 1 establishes persistent ISR and overwatch from high altitude. Scorpion Alpha 3 and Scorpion Alpha 4 establish persistent ISR and combat overwatch. Real-time targeting is confirmed during Phase 1, and also during Phase 1, the Predator's Strike Package 1, that's Scorpion Alpha 1 and Alpha 2, postured to engage fixed assets at Objective Alpha. Remember, they are the initiators of this operation. Phase 2, which is fires and fixed, that's H-10 minutes. The Predators conduct precision strikes on confirmed hardpoints, that's the weapons cache. Echo and Fox companies engage objective with suppressive fire, isolating the target area. Also at H-10, Alpha Company will move under cover of fire via ground maneuver before they actually make contact. Then finally, phase 3, assault and secure, that's H-hour. Alpha Company will breach the objective Bravo at 0510 Tango, that's 10 minutes after the Predators have hit the strike package 1 has engaged at objective Alpha. The building clearing operations will commence. CAS will be on standby to strike escapees or reinforcement elements. High-value target capture if viable. Terminal effects otherwise are authorized for Phase 3. Service and support. Kazovac, there are 2 UH-60 Blackhawks staged 7 kilometers east of objective Bravo at FARP Angeles. Ammunition resupply pushed forward with Alpha Company Logistics Detachment. Fuel refit for UAS stationed at FARP Angeles as well. Medical support, there is Roll 2 facility at San Diego Naval Medical Center standby. That's standby airlift to C-130 UC in the CONOP. Resupply route has been established if needed. There are 3 M1083 MTVs assigned for resupply. For command and signal, the command headquarters is Joint Task Force Scorpion Strike. The Tactical Operations Center is located aboard LPD-17 in the Gulf of California. That's a landing platform dock provided by the U.S. Navy for this operation. That's a major part of the support operations and logistics. Also, that's the major troop transport for the Marines, for the MEU, and also for the one NADC company. We'll get into that a little later. Primary comms are SYNCARs, encrypted VHF. Alt communications are SATCOM and Blue Force Tracker. Call signs are Alpha Company Warhorse, Echo Company Hellfire, Fox Company Jackal, and then the Predators are Alpha 1 and 2, and the Reapers are Alpha 3 and 4. Here are the rules of engagement. PID or positive identification required for all targets. No fires on religious or civilian infrastructure unless enemy presence is confirmed. Detainees are to be handled in accordance with Geneva Convention and transferred to Mexican authorities via liaison. To be coordinated with the host nation, Mexican military and federal police are notified and deconflicted through the U.S. Embassy. Area closure coordinated with Mexican Secretariat of National Defense or SEDENA. Mexican QRF is stationed 20 kilometers north for containment and post-operation control. For the UAV air corridors, Scorpion Alpha 1 and Alpha 2 are conducting the kinetic strikes on Objective Alpha from the north via a southbound coastal trajectory out of La Paz airfield. The air corridor is 2,900 feet, minimum altitude is 2,100 feet AGL, and max altitude is 6,000 feet AGL. Kinetic strikes are scheduled for 05-19 August 25. Scorpion Alpha 3 and Alpha 4 provide CAS and ISR support to ground maneuver elements in vicinity of Objective Bravo. Alpha 3 and Alpha 4 approach from the south along a northeast trajectory of 30 degrees northeast with a 2,900 foot wide air corridor. Their minimum altitude is 2,100 feet AGL and maximum altitude is 6,000 feet AGL. On station CAS is scheduled for 05-19 August 25. U.S. Naval support. LPD-17's primary purpose is to provide troop transport for the U.S. Marine Corps. And in this operation, Echo Company and Fox companies under the 2/5. It also will provide amphibious landing activities and logistics support, but it will also be utilized during Scorpion strike specifically for the following support activities. And that's casualty care, detainee support, command and control, and signal support. An LPD is a landing platform dock and is the Navy's premier workhorse for USMC ground force amphibious operations. Now let's talk about the timeline. So the timeline will begin on 4 August when preposition is actually commenced or activated. We'll have a fill rate of about 63% between 4 August and 16 August in the region. On 16 August 25, which is about 3 days, 72 hours prior to the operation, we'll be at 80% on station with the LPD arriving. Filling to 96% between 16 August and 19 August, which is the execution. Mission timing and asset coordination are subject to final weather, rules of engagement clearance, and intelligence updates 24 hours prior to H-hour. This concludes the operations order for Scorpion Strike. The order and CONOPS will be made available as needed. I can possibly post this in the details section of this video if a demand arises. The next operations brief will be at H-48 hours to confirm all aspects of this mission set. Thanks for joining us today.